All right, here we go. PreQuest number 2. Problem number 1, kind of squished in there. Don't lose sight of it. Problem number 1, we have to find MN. Well, we just practiced that on this over here, so we are really good at that. What are the coordinates of vector MN? If M is 4, 3 and N is 2, 1, then MN would be -2, -2, wouldn't it? We're going from 4 to 2, that's going down 2, 3 to 1, down another 2. Okay, Katie, we are on PreQuest number 2. You're in the wrong pile of stuff. That thing called PreQuest. Okay. Now we're ready for number 2. So we've got V and U. And we want to do V minus U. Okay? So V minus U, what will that be? Kieran? V minus U. Kieran? We're taking 4, 3 minus 2, -1. Yep. So 4 minus 2. And 3 minus -1. Now we're doing V plus U. So we're going to add them now. Add these guys together. What do we get for V plus U when we add them? Katie Bumgardner? We're going to add these two. What do we get when we add these? Adding them. 6. You have a 3 and a -1.
4. -4. -2. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I don't want you to stop guessing. I want you to think about it for a minute. 3 plus -1. No, Katie, if you had $3, stop, no you don't. If you had $3 and you took away $1,
2.
There you go. Not -2, 2. Okay, now we've got a very complicated looking problem.
But really it's not.
It's really not. We're going to start by taking 2 V's. We're going to figure out what 2 V's are. So what are 2 V's?
8.
6. 8, 6. What are 3 U's? 6 -3. Now we're going to subtract those. So we'll have 8 minus 6. 6 minus -3. 9. You're not done though, because you had these, right? And what do those mean? Magnitude. So we're going to draw a picture of 2, 9 over 2 up 9. And how do we find magnitude? We use the Pythagorean theorem. So that'll be the square root of 85, which does not break down.
And we don't square it into like 9.22.
No, we're going to leave all our radicals alone. D, V dot U. Now here are your 2 vectors, V and U. We're going to V dot U. Now who remembers how to do that? V dot U.
X's and add.
multiply the x's, multiply the y's, add. So we get 8 and negative 3. So what do we put in the answer blank? A number, just a number, we put 5.
This is fun. Do we get to use our calculator the whole time? Yes.
E. V plus 4u. Okay, so we're using the same vectors. Now we're doing V, which is 4, 3, plus 4u. What would 4u be? 8 negative 4. So what's our answer? There it is. You guys, isn't this easy?
So,
All right, what's number F mean? Magnitude of u. So here's u, 2 negative 1. What's the magnitude?
5.
Root 5. Any question about part 2? All right, let's look at part 3. Find the components. What does that mean? If I'm looking for components, what am I looking for? This, just the coordinates, x and y. Not dotting, just x and y. So if we're going from 3, 1 to 4, 7, what are the coordinates? 1, 6. There it is. Those are the coordinates of AB. So that goes in the blank where it says components. Components are coordinates, x and y. Now what goes in the blank that says magnitude? Root 37. So here are your components, here is your magnitude. Cold in here?
Yeah, what's wrong with your room? Because out there it's warm. It's only when you come in here.
I have no idea, Megan. I'm sorry.
It's mine. I just didn't have.
It's because we're in the basement.
Okay. So find the components of the vector shown. So they give me an angle of 207 and a magnitude of 10. And it says find the components. Now we just got in talking about that. What do we mean by components? We mean this, right? Which means I gotta have x and y. So in my picture, this is x and this is y. Anybody remember how to do this? Taylor?
Do you have to find the angle of not in the 207 but the other side?
Here?
No.
Yeah, this is what
There.
I want
Oh.
actually. Yeah, I'm gonna find this one because I'm gonna use this triangle, right? Aren't I gonna use this triangle?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say, well, wait a minute. First of all, how big is this angle? I'm looking inside the triangle here. This little guy right here. How big is he? Okay, you guys.
27.
Yeah, it's 27. I don't know what you're doing, but you're making it way harder than it needs to be. This is 180 degrees, right? If you go 207, how much past 180 have you gone? 27 degrees. That's why that's 27. Now, what are the equations I'm going to use to find x and y? Cosine 27 equals x over 10, and sine 27 equals y over 10. Now, these are probably the trickiest ones on the test because you have to remember something. You have to pay attention to something. We are in quadrant 3. So when you write your answer, whatever decimals you get here, and that's easy, you just type it in. That's easy, that part's easy. But when you write your answer, you have to remember to make them both negative in this case, right? So what do they come out to be? What's X?
Negative
91, 8.91?
Yeah.
And what's Y?
4.54.
4.54. There you go.
You can use 207.
You can. And then it will come out negative.
Wait, I accidentally used 53.
Because 153 is in the same position as this one. But you gotta be careful because if you use 153, X will be negative but not Y. So just make sure you change them both. Okay, number 5. What do we do with number 5? Okay, we have a little formula, don't we? What's our little formula in number 5? Dot product equals magnitude times magnitude times cosine. So maybe we should find our dot product first. What is our dot product? She says -6 and I agree. How did she get -6? X times X, Y times Y, added them up. Everybody getting -6? Now your first vector is -2, 4. What's its magnitude? Root 20. Don't simplify it, just leave it. Second vector is 5, 1. Its magnitude is root 26. And cosine theta, I have no idea, that's what I'm solving for. So what have we been doing next to kind of help ourselves a little bit? Multiplying those radicals, so it's just going to be the square root of 520. Times 26. And then what do we do? Divide. And then how do we ultimately get our answer? We second cosine that fraction. And what do we get? I'd like you to agree. I don't know who's right, but I'd like you to agree. -6 divided by the square root of 520.
Oh, I think I forgot the square root. I did. Yep.
So what do you get? 105?
105.25.
So 105.25 degrees. Everybody okay with that? Number 6, remove the parameter. Write one equation. All right, you have a thought? In this equation, it would be real easy to get t by itself. Would you agree with that? So t will equal y minus 5. What could I do with this y minus 5 then? I could plug it in for this t. So x equals 2 minus 4 times y minus 5. So x equals 2 minus 4y plus 20. Do I distribute? So x equals 22 minus 4y, or x plus 4y equals 22. Beautiful. Any issue with that? Kaylin,
Yeah.
you good on that?
Yeah, I think so.
You have a
Why does
question?
sometimes you get 2 and then this time, you know what I'm saying? Well, 2 different things. Yeah. Like, not, like you don't have to move the T on, plug it in.
Oh, either way, you can do it either way.
Oh.
Doesn't matter, whatever way is best for you. So here, we just got t by itself and then substituted. If we wanted to get t by itself in both equations, we could do that and set them equal to each other. You're gonna end up with the same answer.
Oh.
It's whatever's easiest for you.
I thought maybe it was different.
That, no. Getting t by itself in this equation is gonna mean having a fraction, which is fine, no big deal. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. Here we just straight substituted and didn't have to mess with fractions. Whatever you
I
do.
think I like the substitution.
Well, you get to pick. That's what's nice about math. Always options. All right, we're gonna write the parametric equations for the line through these 2 points. Who remembers how we start? Olivia?
X1 equals 2.
Well, I'm gonna start just a second, Olivia, I'll let you fill them in, but this is the format. XY equals parentheses plus t times parentheses. Now Olivia's gonna fill in the parentheses for us. What did you put here? Kids, one of the points goes in this spot. One of your points. It does not matter which one. What'd you put here, Olivia? 1, 5?
Yes.
And how did you get that, Olivia? We found the vector from here to here. 1, 5. Beautiful. So then what goes in the answer blank? X equals Y equals? 2 plus 1t. And now, you got something different if you used a different point than she did. That's okay. Number 8. Find the components of the velocity vector. Okay, what are we looking for? Components, what does that mean?
Coordinates.
Coordinates, we're looking for an X and a Y. We're flying at a speed of 410 on a course of 218. All right, be careful. Where are you going to put 218? Starts up here. Tell me when to stop if I'm going 218. Stop. This is 218 degrees. I need the components. This is 410. I need the X and the Y. So if I build my triangle, this would be my X and this would be my Y. Agreed? Now you can't find those unless you know your angle. I heard somebody say 38 degrees. This would be 38. I agree with that. But that's not the one I want. I want this one, and it would have to then be 52. Remember, every quadrant is 90. So what are our equations? So I'll type in 410 cosine 52. And then yes, Karen, likewise. Sine cosine 52. Components are an ordered pair. They're both negative. And what do we get? (410 cosine 52). Negative 134.21. And what about for y? Okay, those numbers don't seem right to me.
I didn't get that.
Okay, I need you just to press Julia. 410 cosine 52.
Oh, okay, got it. 252.
Okay, so 252.42. All right, and then
And then
323.08. That sounds better.
Okay, I'm confused. How come sometimes you subtract the angle or the degrees by 180 and then sometimes by 90?
Okay, every time is going to be different. It depends. You have to zero in on the angle that you want, and then you just have to use your problem-solving skills to figure out how big it is. So, in this case, I know this much of the angle is 218. None of that angle matters to me. I want this part right here. Now, whatever you did, you said you chose to find this angle was 38, and that's absolutely fine, but that's not the one you need. But once you knew that was 38, you know these two have to make 90, because they're a quadrant. Every quadrant is 90. So you just subtracted and got 52. Okay? Somebody else may have said, well, I know if I go all the way to here, that would be 270, because it's 3 quadrants. So how much less than 270 is 218? So then I subtracted and got 52. There are different ways you can do it, but every problem is going to be different. I can't tell you you're always going to subtract 40, because you're not. It just depends on which quadrant you're in and which angle you're looking for. So that's why we'll take our time tomorrow and we'll think about it. What kind of sweatshirt is that?
Mystic Connecticut. It's not a college, but I didn't have a sweatshirt clean this morning. I have one in my car though.
That's great.
I'll go get it for you.
Well, I'm gonna have to give you a detention because you don't have a uniform shirt on underneath either.
A white sweatshirt. A white.
Yeah, but not you gotta have a uniform shirt on underneath there.
Oh,
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, next page. Find a unit vector in the same direction as this one. How do we do this? This should be an easy question. Find the magnitude. And what is the magnitude of negative 3, 4? Well, it's a square root of 25, which is 5. Katie, what are you doing? Okay, what should you be doing right now? We have a test tomorrow. So now I know my magnitude is 5. What do I do with that 5? Divide both of these by 5. And that's your answer. It's that easy. Divide by the magnitude. That makes it a unit vector. Find the magnitude and direction angle. All right, well, the magnitude part is easy. I'm on question 10. What's the magnitude? Square root of 5? Now, I've found so many millions of magnitudes in my life, I don't even think about it anymore. It just pops out. Are you guys getting, you know where you get root 5? 1 squared plus 2 squared. Okay. We don't deal with the negatives. It's 1 squared plus 2 squared. Now I need the direction angle, which is this angle right here. So I can't find that angle, but I can find this one right here, right? What do I know about that angle? His tangent is 1/2. It's actually negative 1/2, but I'm not going to put the negative in. Do I have to use tangent? No. I could say the cosine is 2 over root 5. I could say the sine is 1 over root 5. I just don't want to mess with the radical. So I'm using tangent. Now, what do I type into my calculator to get the angle? And like I said, I don't even put in the negative. What do you get when you second tangent 1/2? 26.6? So Kaylin, this is the angle that I want right here. I know that's 26.6. So how would I get the angle that I want? Yep, so I'll subtract it from 180, and the actual, what's called the direction angle, is, what would that be, 153.4? Are V and U parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Well, what's the slope of the first one? What's the slope of this guy? Negative 1/2. Good. What's the slope of this guy? Okay, now wait a minute. To be parallel, they have to match exactly. They don't. To be orthogonal, they need to be opposite reciprocals. They're not. So therefore, this is a neither. Why? Because the slopes aren't the same and they're not opposite reciprocals. Remember, no credit unless you answer the question. Why? Not same, not opposite reciprocals. Okay, then last problem. Are these guys equal to each other?
Yes.
Well, we need the coordinates of AB. So we're going from 3, 6 to 1, negative 2. What are those coordinates? Negative 2, negative 8. And we've got 5, 4, and 3, 12. And that's CD. So that'll be negative 2, 8. Are they equal? No, why not? The coordinates don't match. They don't have the same coordinates. Okay?